Hello, I'm Katie Schroeder, and here with me today is the Vice President of Marketing and Communications, Meegan Holland, from the Michigan Retail Association. Meegan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Katie. Thanks for asking me on.
Yeah, of course. So, since COVID happened in March, what has retail looked like as far as sales and whatnot since it started?
It's been up and down. The shutdown in March, which lasted through late May for some stores and early June for others, was devastating, obviously, to retail. They weren't even allowed to technically sell at that point. So it was a rough spring. And then when the summer came, depending on where you were located geographically or what you sold, you either had a very good sales summer or a very bad one. What we found is that the stores in the tourism towns did really, really well. I think Michiganders wanted to travel. They weren't going to go out of state, so they all flocked to our tourist towns and they bought like crazy. And they bought at, frankly, a higher rate than the national rate. So that was great for tourist stores. And then certain sectors did really well, no matter where they were located, like outdoor sporting gear or pet shops or, any store that catered to family activities or activities within the home.
Okay. So yeah, I think when Michigan like shut down essentially, we wanted to travel in Michigan. Michigan is such a beautiful state, and that seems kind of like what you were saying. So,
Mhm.
what have stores implemented to help since COVID started?
Well, one of the things we told stores that in March and April is, look, when you reopen, when you're allowed to reopen, you are not going to be walking into the same store that you closed in March. They had to come up with a whole new business plan in 3 months. So Michigan Retailers Association helped them do that and helped them figure out ways that they could widen aisles or have people enter through one door and exit through another to promote social distancing. We provided them with free signage. We started up a Facebook group so that retailers could come together and help each other out. That sometimes it provides the best advice of all. And of course, face masks was a huge issue for retailers when they first reopened in early June. So we did a lot of webinars on de-escalation training to help their employees figure out how to deal with customers who would really get belligerent about face masks. And that was super important to our retailers because, as we all know, people have actually, unfortunately, died over the face mask issue in Michigan. And we wanted to prevent that from happening any further.
So, what are the projections for this year's Black Friday? It's going to be different. So,
Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday, it's all going to be very different. And so it's hard to project. Now, the National Retail Federation just reported yesterday that they expect holiday sales to go up to 5.2%, which to me is amazing. However, Michigan doesn't always follow the national trends. We oftentimes are a little lower than that. But what I would say is we're going to see online sales grow tremendously. And Michigan Retailers Association is mainly focused on brick and mortar, but the pandemic taught a lot of our members that I can't just be brick and mortar anymore. I need to get online if this ever, if we ever have another shutdown. Or, I mean, it's something, frankly, they've been putting off anyways, and it was probably about time they got online. So what we're asking shoppers to do, if they go online on Black Friday or Cyber Monday, think before you click. Think, hey, can I get this product from a local store that's online? And, I really want to emphasize the idea of shopping local. For one thing, yes, online can be more convenient. It maybe saves you a few pennies, but no amount of looking at your downtown with a bunch of empty storefronts is worth saving a few pennies. We really want to make sure that stores stay open and they are facing hopefully a great holiday season, but then comes January, February, and March. And that's a very worrisome thing for a lot of businesses.
Yeah, you talk about small businesses, and I noticed personally looking for Christmas gifts, a small business in my town went online, and I honestly hadn't known if they were online before or just are on now.
Mhm.
Is there a way that the Retail Association is supporting small businesses that haven't been online, like to transition online, just to make it safer for shoppers to shop and also obviously keep them afloat?
We can point them to people who can help them get online. And some of our members are on a site called locally.com, LOCALLY.com. And that is a platform that allows them to put their products up there and sell through a website. I highly recommend people get on locally.com and see if what they want is on there from a local store. And the other thing we advise retailers is look, we know getting online can be expensive and it can be overwhelming. So think small, take it one bite at a time, and maybe just pick 3 to 5 of your best sellers, get really good photos of them, and put those up online. And then just do it step by step. At least if you get 3 to 5 products up there, you know that you're messaging to your customers, yes, I'm online. I have some online presence, and it gives them an idea of what you have available. And then the other thing that's really pulled some retailers through this tough time is Facebook Live videos. It's amazing how many stores have done really well selling through Facebook Live. So that's another great option.
Okay. Looking at in-person shopping for Small Business Saturday and Black Friday, what are, I guess, what is the talk for how these stores are trying to avoid long lines or crowding, social distancing? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, I think luckily Black Friday, for example, has been evolving the last few years anyways. It's more like the entire month of November has deals. So Black Friday isn't the, knock down the door kind of shopping day like it used to be. And frankly, I think that's a good thing. So yeah, there may be lines, but that will partly be due to the fact that stores are allowed to have only 30% of their capacity. That order was issued just a little bit ago, and it will last until I think December 8th. So all we ask of customers is look, please be patient if you go to your favorite store and you can't get in right away. They are only following orders. And we just ask that shoppers be respectful of retailers right now. They've been through a really tough year. They've been in a position of having to enforce things that, they aren't used to doing that. They're used to serving the customer. But through the pandemic, they've literally had to be the enforcers of unpleasant things like face masks, or in this case, you may be waiting in a line. The other thing that you may see is limits on how much you can buy of a certain product, particularly in grocery stores. And yes, Christmas shopping does happen in grocery stores. And who knows if things happen the way they came down last spring, a package of toilet paper may be the best Christmas present somebody gets. And what we're sending out the message is we really hope that doesn't happen. Yes, we want people to buy, but please show restraint when it comes to the necessities like toilet paper or sanitary wipes or cleaning supplies, because we're already seeing some empty shelves in stores, and we don't want that hoarding to start happening again. Uh, Stores are more prepared for it this time around than they were last spring. They've been stocking up. Manufacturers have been making more. There should be plenty for everybody if you just buy what you need and maybe just buy a week's worth, maximum 2 weeks worth, and then everybody will have access to the products that they need.
Yeah, this year it's going to be interesting because I think some people may get some stocking stuffers, like from like masks for stocking stuffers or little
Mhm.
hand sanitizers.
Yeah, I'm into cute masks. That's fine for me as a stocking stuffer.
Yes, they're the new fashion trend.
Right.
So looking forward, obviously December 8th, like you said, you believe that's when like that this order ends. If there are more steps taken and these stores have to close their doors, what like what will that impact look like for like small businesses in particular, but also major businesses that we've known for years and may just not have the support anymore.
Well, another shutdown would be absolutely devastating, especially during the winter time. If that had to happen, I would certainly hope that stores would be allowed to sell either over the phone or online or through Facebook Live videos. They were not allowed to do that during the last shutdown, but stores are much more prepared for curbside delivery now, home delivery. They are prepared to serve the customer on whatever platform that the customer feels comfortable with. But it would be absolutely devastating to small businesses and large if another shutdown happened. At Michigan Retailers Association, we're in contact with the governor all the time, the governor's office. And of course, it's the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services that's issuing the orders now. But we just really advocate to both that we can't go through another shutdown or it will devastate our economy. So that's one of the things we're doing for our retailers is being an advocate for them.
Yeah. So with obviously Christmas a little over a month away, what message do you have to shoppers? I guess you've given a couple throughout this, but what message would you want to get across and just tell shoppers?
Well, we just really want them to understand that retailers are working very hard to serve them, but it's not as easy as it used to be. So, especially like grocery store workers, I tell shoppers, hey, go up and thank them. They are on the front lines every day, and not everybody is very nice to them. And in fact, some of those workers are quite uptight about asking customers to wear face masks, for example, because they've really been reamed out by customers. So we just ask that you be respectful of your retailers and follow the guidelines and be more patient. Definitely, it will be a season where we'll need more patience for not just our retailer, but our fellow customer. I think we just really need to emphasize the idea of kindness. So don't clear off the shelf of toilet paper, leave some for your neighbor. And that's what it comes down to is just be a good neighbor. That's what we're hoping for.
I've seen a lot of people on social media looking for ways to adopt families and whatnot and support them during this time, which I think is absolutely great. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Megan?
Well, what shopping dollars you spend this holiday season will be absolutely crucial to how your downtown or favorite shopping plaza looks next holiday season. It's going to be a struggle for stores. So we're saying, hey, this winter, embrace the cold, get out there, view your downtown as a shopping, eating, staying destination, walking destination. I know right now in downtown Lansing, for example, they have a lot of windows decorated up for the holidays. It looks really cozy. So get out to the different commercial areas in your region and just walk them. Get out in the cold and if you can, spend some dollars with those restaurants and retailers.
Yes, absolutely. Support the businesses. It is cold, but the masks actually do a really good job keeping your face warm. I've noticed when I've been outside.
That's actually a good point. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and people are just going to have to think about winter differently this year. The Michigan Economic Development Corporation has a big push to help downtowns activate for the winter and come up with ideas to get people in downtowns shopping. It may mean winter markets. It may mean those decorative windows I talked about. You may see some winter patios, which is not an easy thing to set up a winter patio. You want to think about southern exposure and breaking the wind and how do you do that. So all these things have added a whole layer of complexity on top of just retailing in general, and that's hard enough as it is.
Yes, constantly, constantly transforming. Well, thank you so much, Megan, for your time today.
Thank you, Katie.